माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरो चारु राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राधा माधव निताय की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणो नमस्कृतं नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवतरुत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवतिमेति कृष्णे स्वधाम भगते धर्मज्ञानात् सकलो न सदिशा Third Canto, Chapter 29, verse number 33. 33, 33, 29, 33. तस्मान्मय्यर्पिता शेष क्रियार्थात्मनिरन्तरा मय्यर्पितात्मना पुंसो मयि सन्न्यस्तकर्मणा अपश्यामि परं भूतम् अकर्तु समदर्शनात् तस्मान्मय्यर्पिता शेष तुल्यार्थात्मनिरन्तरा मय्यर्पितात्मना पुंसो मयि सन्न्यस्तकर्मणा न पश्यामि परं भूतम् अकर्तुः समदर्शनात् तस्मान्मय्यर्पिता शेष तुल्यात्मनिरन्तरा मय्यर्पितात्मना पुंसो मयि सन्न्यस्तकर्मणा न पश्यामि परं भूतम् अकर्तु समदर्शनात् तस्मान् मय्यर्पिता शेष क्रियार्थात्मनिरन्तर मय्यर्पितात्मना पुंसो मयि सन्न्यस्तकर्मया पश्यामि परं भूतम् अकर्तव्यसंवदति तस्मान् मय्यर्पिता शेष मय्यर्पितात्मना पुंसो परं भूतम् तस्मान् मय्यर्पिता शेष मयि सन्न्यस्तकर्मया न पश्यामि परं भूतम् तस्मात् then him मयि unto me arpita apart asesa all kriya actions artha wealth atma life soul nirantara without cessation मयि unto me arpita apart atmana whose mind pumsa than a person मयि unto me sannyasta dedicated karmana whose activities na not pashyami I see param greater bhutam living entity akartu without proprietorship sama same the sanat whose vision translation and purport by his divine grace of Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, therefore I do not find a greater person than he who has no interested outside interest outside of mind and who therefore engages and dedicates all his activities and all his life everything unto me without cessation. Purpose. In this verse, the word Samadarsanat means that he no longer has any separate interest. The devotee's interest and Supreme Personality of Godhead interest are one. For example, Lord Chaitanya, in the role of a devotee, also preached the same philosophy. He preached that Krishna is the worshipful Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that the interest of his pure devotees is the same as his own. Sometimes Mayavadi philosophers, due to poor point of knowledge, define the word sama darsanat to mean that a devotee should see himself as one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is foolishness. When one thinks himself one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no question of serving him. When there is service, there must be a master. Three things must be present for there to be served: the master, the servant, and the service. There it is clearly stated that he who has dedicated his life, all his activities, his mind and his soul, everything for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord is considered to be the greatest person. The word akartu means without any sense of proprietorship. Everyone wants to act as the proprietor of his actions so that he can enjoy the result. A devotee, however, has no such desire. He acts because the personality of Godhead wants him to act in a particular way. He has no personal motive. When Lord Chaitanya preached Krishna consciousness, it was not with the purpose that people would call him Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rather, he preached that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and should be worshipped as such. A devotee who is a most confidential servant of the Lord never does anything for his personal account, but does everything for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. It is clearly stated, therefore, Mai Sanyasta Karmana, the devotee work, but he works for the Supreme. It is also stated, Mai Arpita Mana, he gives his mind unto me. These are the qualifications of a devotee, who, according to this verse, is accepted as the highest of all human beings. So much जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 Bhagavad Gita also there is Mayyar Pita Manobuddhi. Arjun, just give your mind and intelligence to me. That means just surrender. Just Mayyar Pita Manobuddhi. That means give that mind and intelligence to me. That means serve to me by use your mind and intelligence. That is the thing. First is Tasman Mayyar Pita Sesa Kriyatma Nirantara. Continuously, uh, if we do so, whatever the things we are doing for the Lord, and Mayyar Pita Atmana Pumso. Atmana means mind sometimes. Yeah, Atmana means his mind. Mind also. Mind is the main cause. That way, Panyasta Karmana. Everything for the Lord. nothing else than Allah. That means not self-motivation, motivation, motivation, and self-interest to elevate to higher position, all these things. We give up all these things, and that they can see the as a level of the Lord. They can see the all the bhutas, the samadarsana. They can see same vision of the Lord. Uh, Humam pasati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pasati. Bhagavan spoke. So with the greatest devotee, they can see everything within me and everywhere me is within. That is the Humam pasati sarvatra. You can see everywhere me and sarvatra mai pasati, and everywhere he can see God and everything within the everything he can see. That is the so with the highest than we are talking about going on devotional service and everything. Inanimate is the low class thing. Consciousness is very low, and then go to higher, like a creepers on trees, those things. And then greater than that is the fish, and fish greater than the fish, no? Yeah. And then bees, like means six-legged. Then after, yes, many legged and then legged and four-legged. And then after, there is also then after the human being, human being among the human beings is the four castes like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and which is the Brahmana is the highest class. And among the Brahmana, who know the Veda is higher. And then after knowing the Veda and who know the purpose of the Veda, the highest. And who know the Vedas and purport of the Vedas, that is the Brahmanical perfect highest stage of the uh, he reached the highest platform of the devotional service. Brahmana or Vaishnava. Vaishnava or already he is a Brahmana. He already Brahmana. Brahmana Vaishnava is higher than Brahmana. So then after what happened? At that stage, high stage of the Brahmanical practice, and they can see everything like Lord is same level, same thing. And their duty also they do to please for the Lord and same thing, whatever Lord desire, they do same thing. An example is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vision is same, but proper one, not like Mayavadi. That means we are also become, we can also become Narayan. That is the foolishness we are saying. That is the poor point of knowledge. That says Samadarsanat means devotee should see himself as one who is supreme kind of Godhead. This is foolishness. So if oneness is there, and then no question of the service. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji, the Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Kabiraj, Krishnadas Kabiraj Goswami written there. Ekale Ishwara Krishna Arasaba Bhritya. Bhritya means das, servant. And only one Krishna is the servitor by others. So Ekale Ishwara Krishna. Only one Supreme Lord is Krishna. And Arsa Bhritya means all the demigods, gods, human being, other, everybody, all is Nitya, servant. Jiva Swarup hai Nitya Krishna Das. That's why, and if we merge with the Lord, and if we are one, and then there is no question of the service. So that is also here. And a kartu without any sense of proprietorship. When living entity wants to lord it over in the material nature, and they have to come this channel of this birth. So that's a devotee give of the mentality of the proprietorship of the thing. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Krishna consciousness who please the Lord, and he don't wants to call him Krishna, so he hidden himself. That's a third message. I forgot that part. प्रच्छन्न बता छद्म वेगा बता मयि संन्यास कर्मण the devotee got the work for the supreme. It is also stated Mai Apitaha Mana. He gives his mind unto me. These are the qualifications of a devotee who according to this birth is accepted as the highest of all human beings. मनई सैतानि भूतानि स्वर्णमेव बहुमानयन् ईश्वरो जीवकलया प्रविष्टो भगवान इति. Such a perfect devotee offers respect to everything, every living entity because he is under the firm conviction, conviction that the Supreme Personality of God, conviction that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has entered the body of every living entity as the super soul or controller. A perfect devotee, as described above, does not make the mistake of thinking that because the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Paramatma has entered into the body of every living entity. Every living entity has become the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is foolishness. Suppose a person enters into a room. That does not mean that the room has become the person. Similarly, that the Supreme Lord has entered into each of the 8,400,000 particular types of material bodies does not mean that each of these bodies has become the Supreme Lord because the Supreme Lord is present. However, a pure devotee accepts such body as the temple of the Lord. And since the devotee offers respect to such temples in full knowledge, this gives respect to every living entity in relationship with the Lord. Mayavadi philosophers wrongly think that because the Supreme Person has entered the body of a poor man, the Supreme Lord has become Daridra Narayan or Poor Narayan. These are all blasphemous statements of atheists and non-devotees. So we have to know this. If Lord entered the living entity's body, and that means that body also becomes Narayan. Lord saying here, this is the Daridra Narayan. Previous verse we read in purport also. Hug Narayan, different Narayan. So you don't have to make mistakes. So that's why one us here. So why pure devotee offer to the senses to everyone, having living entities, Maitra Karuna Evacha for everyone, mm, Samadarsana. It's not a easy thing to see the everyone Samadarsana. So, Jiva Karaya Pravito Bhavani Manai Shaitani, because they see the every one like the temple of the Lord. Because Lord situated in the heart as a Paramatma. That's it. In the Vrindavan, some of the sadhus just do pranam to hugs and dogs from the everyone. Some of the sadhus just do, sometimes they, not all the time, sometimes they just do pranam without cause. Just someone, even though Mataji is a small boy, girl, that doesn't matter. When they come to the that feeling, and they do pranam. Our Lord is there. So that pure state when people, when devotee just give up his all, minds and intelligence, just sacrifice to the mm, lotus feet of the Lord, and everything just sacrifice, and then he don't have any motivation and he don't have any desire, and at that time he can see the, everything is equal level. The Lord's presence over there. Sometimes we try to see same level, and we are not developing our love to the Lord, and it's only fun. So, and who thinks that us and dogs also became Narayana, because Narayana uh, has a Paramatma from within that living entity, and four fellows also. That means this is not right way to think. So these all are blasphemous statements of the atheist and non-devotee. So, Bhakti yoga sa yoga sa maya manya vidurita yayorikatarenaiva purusa purusam braje. My dear mother, O daughter of Manu, a devotee who applies the science of devotional service and mystic yoga in this way can achieve the abode of Supreme Personal Person simply by that devotional service. Herein, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Kapila Dev perfectly explained that the mystic yoga system, consisting of 8 different kinds of yoga activities, has to be performed with the aim of coming to the perfectional stage of Bhakti Yoga. Stage of the Bhakti Yoga. It is not acceptable for one to be satisfied by simply, simply by practicing the sitting postures and thinking himself complete. By meditation, one must attain the stage of devotional service. A pure, as previously described, a yogi is advised to meditate on the form of Lord Vishnu, Vishnu from Vishnu from point to point, from the ankles to the legs, to the knees, to the thighs, to the chest, to the neck, and in this way, gradually up to the face and then to the ornament. There is no questions of impersonal meditation. When by meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead is all detailed, one comes to the point of love of God. That is the point of Bhakti Yoga. And at that point, you must actually render service to the Lord out of transcendental love. Anyone who practices yoga and comes to the point of devotional service can attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental abode. Here it is clearly stated Purusa Purusam Rajat, the Purusa, the living entity, goes to the Supreme Person. The Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entity are qualitatively, qualitatively one. Both are defined as Purusa. The quality of Purusa exists both in the Supreme Godhead and the living entity. Purusa means enjoyer, and the spirit of enjoyment is present both in living entity and in the Supreme Lord. The differences, the difference is that the quantity of enjoyment is not equal. The living entity cannot experience the same quantity of enjoyment at the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As an analogy may be made with a rich man and poor man. The propensity of propensity for enjoyment is present in both, but the poor man cannot enjoy in the same quantity as the rich man. When the poor man dovetails his desires with those of the rich man, however, and when there is a cooperation between the poor man and the rich man, or between the big and small man, then the enjoyment is shared equally. That is like Bhakti Yoga, Purusa Purusam Brajet. When the living entity enters into the kingdom of God and cooperates with the Supreme Lord by giving him enjoyment, the enjoys the same facility or the same amount of pleasure as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the other hand, when the living entity wants to enjoy by imitating the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his desire is called Maya, and it puts him in the material atmosphere. A living entity who wants to enjoy on his personal account and not cooperate with the Supreme Lord is engaged in materialistic life. As soon as he dovetails his enjoyment with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is engaged in spiritual life. An example may be cited here. The different limbs of the body cannot enjoy life independently. They must cooperate with the whole body and supply food to the stomach. In so doing, all the different parts of the body enjoy equally in cooperation with the whole body. That is the philosophy of Achintya Veda, simultaneously oneness and difference. The living entity cannot enjoy life in opposition to the Supreme Lord. He has to dovetail his activities with the Lord by practicing Bhakti Yoga. It is said herein that one can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead by either the yoga process or the Bhakti Yoga process. This is dedicates. This indicates that actually there is no difference between yoga and Bhakti Yoga because the target of both is Vishnu. In the modern age, however, a yoga process has been manufactured which aims to something void and impersonal. Actually, yoga means meditation on the form of Lord Vishnu. If the yoga practice is actually performed according to the standard direction, there is no difference between yoga and bhakti yoga. Purusam, Purusam Rajat look like living entity also became a Purusa. Actually, Purusa, only one Lord is the Purusa. All of us is Prakriti, Prakriti and Purusa. Because he is the only Purus. Other all are not Purus. Because he is the seed giver, the father. Aham Mata Dhata Pita. Pita Mata Dhata. In Bhagavad Gita is saying. And Aham Pita Bhata Pita. So I am the father and mother. That means both. That's why all the living entity we are in the Prakriti. That's why Lord's impregnate the Prakriti, nature, and we manifested from there. That's why we are the actually feminine, not Purusa. Lord is the Purusa only. Enjoy. Purusa means enjoy. And Purusa means one person, Purusam means we are saying Purusa, Purusa. Purusa, Purusam Rajat. That means Purusam means a person, Purusam means the supreme person. Rajat means attain, achieve. Prabhupada writing in the purpose of the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what will happen after we are getting the Vaikuntha planet, the spiritual planet is Lord abode? What will happen? And Lord enjoy lots, it is like previous verse, big amount of enjoyment we can do. But living entity have tiny, little enjoyment. Same as here saying, rich person can enjoy differently, very high five. But poor person also enjoy, but it's his capacity. If sometimes these people agree to uh, enjoy with the poor people, and then same level enjoyment they can achieve. Otherwise, differences is there. But in the spiritual planet, uh, Prabhupada giving that example is a big person house. There are many servants, but whatever they cook, they eat together. They're in same house. They live in same house, and whatever the cooking things and say, same level of enjoy they can do. But master is master all the time. That means house owner is house owner and servant is servant. Same thing. Lord is all the time Lord. There is no questions of we are living together within the house. That means uh, that doesn't mean master is that the servant also become master. Not like that. But enjoyment is the same level they can enjoy because the house is same house. Nice bed also, everything will be nice and whatever cook nice food and we will cook together. But that doesn't mean merging each other. Prabhupada just one. That means attend the supreme abode. That means we are just merged with the Lord and then we don't have to do anything, not like that. We are servant, nitya servant. So this is the uh, understanding of how spiritual world also working. That means enjoyment is there, but a master is master all the time. And here saying yoga and bhakti yoga means same thing. See, at last, bhakti yoga to yoga. Bhakti yoga and yoga. Both of the purpose is that to know the Vishnu. If not connected with the Vishnu and manufacture yoga, that is something wise and impersonalist, that is not recommended by the Kapila Dev here. So it's a difference. Purusam Rajat means living entity enters to the kingdom of the God and cooperates with the Supreme Lord. by giving him enjoyment. Annat, Annadai, Veda. In Veda, there is one thing. Annat, Annadai. We are the Anna of the Lord, footstep of the Lord, footstep of the Lord. We are. We are living there. That means not eating by the Lord. That means He is enjoyed by serving by the living entity. So what we do to offer to the Lord, we put tulsi on it and we offer, and then Lord will accept. Same thing. That's why we have to wear the tulsi mala, kanchi mala. If we are not putting tulsi on our body, neck, and then Lord will not accept. So sooner besta. Annam cha suna besta, jalam madirata. That means couldn't wear the kanti mala and just they are eating, and that only they eating like suna besta, one, the vitamin that, so they are having that. And jalam become like Madeira, drinking the like that. So very important to wearing the tulsi mala. That I mean it's a other way, but I mean here saying is that we are the, how to say, Lord is enjoy. We supposed to enjoy by the Lord. That's mean annat, annat, annadai. Annat mean we are the like a food stuff for the Lord. बुझ्नु भयो के भनेको? क्या बोला पूजा? समझा हमने क्या बोला? हिंदी में बताओ, श्रीमद् भागवत